Gonna start this off. Welcome to the show.
It's not bunch of fucking bullshit. It's not Shut up! I hate you so much.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Dude, I fucking hate that. Back of the bus. That's freedom for all. You've heard the call for men like you and me. Get in the swing and do your thing so others can be free. Let's make a stand and show your hand. It's a place for you in line. Be black and true, cause we need you and the power of your mind. What to say? Hey, y'all, what to say? It's a new day, It's a new day, yo. And better days coming. Better day coming, y'all. Oh, what's up? My name's Tom Murphy. Welcome to Things I Hate 60, big 6-0. Dog, I have been feeling so insecure this past week. It's fucking crazy. I hung out with my friends on Thursday. Oh, it was just a big fuck up, and I've been telling people, it's like when you smoke weed and then everything that you say is stupid. I had that, but I was sober. It was fucking awful. It was just a full panic mode. Anyway, dude, I don't know. I've been feeling so insecure. I think maybe it's because I started a new job. And I'm like very much in limbo at the new job. So it's like I don't know if I'm doing good. Actually, now that I think about it, that's probably almost exactly what it is. Because I had kind of a deep conversation with a lady that was a serious conversation. I'm not going to get into it, but it was a serious conversation. And that kind of had me questioning some things about myself. Then I started a new job. And then like at my old job, I was the shit. You know what I mean? I was like big dog, big fish in a small pond. Now I'm at this new joint, and I crushed it my first week. But like now I'm like probably a regular sized fish in a large pond. So I think that shook me up. And now I don't know what the fuck my future of my life is gonna look like. I have no idea. And yeah, I have no fucking idea what the future of my life is gonna look like. Comedy is like going good, but it's going slow. The band is going good, but it's going slow. I'm gonna be 31 this June. So like, dude, I have no fucking idea what the next parts of my life are gonna look like. I am pretty confident in myself overall, you know. I'm Tom Murphy. I play music, I do stand-up, and I do dope shit. But I think this new job thing shook me up because now I'm in this job. It's a startup. There's like 6 people, and I don't know what the fuck they're going to have me do. They haven't explained to me what the hell is going on. I think I was like playing it cool, but I think now that I talk about it, this thing's kind of freaking me out because I'm like, what the sweet baby Jesus is going to go on? I know I'm going to crush it. Like it's exactly the environment that I thrive in, you know, entrepreneurial, no micromanagement. It's tech shit. It's communication. I'm great at all that stuff, but it's still fucking scary and weird, you know what I mean? And it's like, what? And I came from like super rigid structure at Lightspeed. Now I'm in this new joint and it's like no fucking structure. So I think that really threw me for a loop, and I don't think I counted it. And then I think I saw my friends, and I was like, what the fuck? Now I'm not at my job. What is my role here? Anyway, I had this awful experience. It was my friend's birthday, and then I just was panicking so much, and I had to leave, and I missed her birthday, and it made me feel really bad. So then I felt bad with my friends, and anyway, so yeah, but I talked to them about it. I called them all, and I was like, yo, like, I feel really bad. Like, I panicked. I didn't mean to be quiet and then to leave. Because if I get in these moments where I start, second guessing myself, then I get really quiet because you don't want to say anything because you're scared you're going to say something dumb. So I get really quiet, and then, of course, everybody notices, or maybe people might notice. So I called them all, and I was like, yo, I don't know if you noticed, but, like, I was figuring I just wanted to give you an explanation of, what was happening to me. And they were all like, dude, like, because it's kind of like, you get scared that you're going to say something dumb, and then maybe they're going to be annoyed or not like you. And then my friend said some shit. She was like, dude, even if we get annoyed at you, like, we're still going to be homies. And I think I have a real fear of that. Is like, I'm going to bother people, and they're just going to be done with me. You know what I mean? If I bother somebody once, they're just going to fuck off. And so, yeah, we're getting deep today on Things I Hate 60. But you know what? I don't know, man. This is my show. If you don't like this, but this is what it is. So anyway, so I think I have a deep fear of that, where it's like I say one thing and then people are just going to leave me, Well, I don't know. I should probably talk about this in therapy. But my parents always told me growing up, they were like, if you don't like what somebody is doing or saying to you, just don't be friends with them anymore. Which is good advice, but also kind of extreme. So I think of that a lot when I deal with people. Is like, well, they're just not going to be friends with me if they don't like the way I am. But the reality is it takes way more than just a couple instances for people to piss you off. And funnily enough, this isn't the first time this shit has happened to me. Now that I'm thinking about it, the same kind of thing happened to me with two of my really closest friends. And they said almost the same thing, because I got paranoid in my head that they weren't going to like me anymore. Because of, I don't know, like nothing, like literally nothing, just anxiety spiral. And then I told them, I was like, oh man, and I hadn't seen them for a while. I was like, I thought you guys didn't like me anymore. And they were like, dude, you would have to fucking like steal money from us or like murder us for us not to like you. You know what I mean? And I was like, God. So sounds like I should definitely talk about this in therapy. Definitely talk about this in therapy. So I don't know what it is. And then I think coupled, I spent some time alone. And anyway, dude, so I spent some time alone. I think that really got in my own head. And then I've been having big screen headaches. And I think that's been kind of making it hard to think a bit. I still have a screen headache, so that's been kind of tough. So it's been a bit of a wild week, in terms of I just got in my own head. Anyway, shout out to therapy. It has helped me navigate this more than usual, and I've still been pretty productive, and I haven't gone full depresso mode, which is good. I've still like kept my house clean, and I went for a run and shit, and it was actually kind of a big win that after I had this freak out about my friends, I thought they were all going to hate me for no reason, for I don't know, you know what I mean? I called them, like I said after, and I was like, hey, I really freaked out yesterday, and but I didn't tell them, which I'm now realizing is true, that I thought they were all going to not like me and then never talk to me again, which is really crazy now that I say it out loud. So anyway, that was my fucking anxiety week. I don't know, bro. This happens in my brain, so, fucking get used to it. So I'm going to try to do this. I think I feel a little bit funny today, but I don't know. So we'll just screaming while pooping neighbor. How's that for a segue? You know what I mean? My neighbors have a disgusting cough. I'm still stuck on the anxiety thing. I don't think I'm done with it. It's like dog, I don't know. It's just, yeah, that shit happens to me. But I think the more I talk about it, the more I realize how fucking crazy it is. And how literally fully self-manufactured this whole thing was. Because nothing happened to me, right? There's nothing. I'm starting a great new job, making more money, went for runs, the band's going great. Comedy is slow, but it's still kind of somewhat steady. It slowed down a bit, but overall it's good. I'm writing a bit more. Like, there was nothing happened. There was one thing that happened, but it was really small. It was like I was hanging out with some comic friends, and then we were all like brainstorming. And then what I was doing is like I was getting a bit insecure because these two people were talking about how they had like this, like a connection, like they knew each other from somewhere. And I was like, oh man, like I don't know these people. I was getting insecure. And then because I was insecure, they started like spitballing ideas, and I started being like, oh, I don't like that idea, like negative. And then one of the guys called me out. He's like, dude, we're brainstorming. Don't poo-poo ideas. And in the moment, I like gave some defensive response, but then I told him later, I was like, dang, you were right. So that happened. So I felt bad about myself. Like I didn't like myself because I was like shitting on their ideas, which is, is not nice. If in a brainstorm session, you're not supposed to shit on ideas. So that happened. And then I hung out with my friends the next day. And then I think, I was in my head about shitting on their ideas. So I'm telling myself, Tom, don't be negative. Don't be negative. I go and hang out with my friends, and I have Tom, don't be negative in my head, coupled with this new job. I have all these unsure moments, who am I in my new job? Tom, don't be so negative. So just a jungle, a messy mental week. And then also I have been listening to a ton of D&D podcasts almost nonstop, which I think is probably not good. I should probably have just moments of quiet to like process all this bullshit. So that's what's going on with me. So it kind of just a gross week a bit, but it's pretty fine also. But that's the thing, is totally self-manufactured. So, this is just my self-therapy session. And like I said, man, if you don't like it, get fucked. My neighbors, I can hear them. Like my neighbors smoke a lot, and because of that, they have one of them has like a disgusting cough, like like that. It sounds like he's throwing up. And our bathroom, like for some reason, because of the pipes or whatever, I can hear them really clearly in the bathroom. So when he goes to the fucking bathroom to like throw up, cough, I can hear him. So that's a thing. Then sometimes when I go to the bathroom and do number 2, sometimes it feels really great. You know what I mean? Sometimes it feels fantastic. And sometimes in the ecstasy of the moment, I'll let out some kind of yell, to celebrate this good feeling of release. You know what I mean? Something like that. Sometimes I do that just because I live alone. Why the fuck not? That's the whole point of living alone. You can do all this weird shit. Sometimes just let it rip. For example, also another weird shit I do. I have this big mirror, and sometimes I'm naked. I just get weird in front of it. I don't know, man. Life's short. But the thing is that like right where I would get weird in front of the mirror is like a window to my neighbor's balcony. And a lot of the times I like will get weird in the evening. I don't know. I'm getting ready for bed, get out of the shower. I'm like nude in front of the mirror, just fucking rub my belly or whatever. I don't know. And then, but in the evening, I have no curtains on the window. There's lights on in the house. My neighbor goes out for a smoke sometimes. She could potentially see directly into me getting weird in front of my naked body, or in front of the mirror in my naked body. So it's like, now I don't know if she's ever done it. Usually she's smoking. She's like looking the other way from what I've seen. Every time I've seen her go out for a smoke, she like looks the other way. But if perchance she does it, sometimes I'll like be in front of the mirror getting weird, and then I'll see her out there and I'll be like, oh shit. And then I'll like step a couple steps back. Potentially an overshare. Anyway, back to the poo story. So sometimes I let out a glorious yell because of the delicious feeling that I have when I release this poison from my body. And I was doing it with the, assumption that no one could hear me, because I was like, nobody can hear me. I'm in my house, I'm in the bathroom. It's like I'm in my house. I'm also in the bathroom. 2 layers of walls to soundproof. Then, of course, I'm judging my neighbors severely for their disgusting throw-up coughs. One day I'm having a screaming session on the toilet, and then I fucking
I'm like, I realize I'm like, dog, if I can hear their disgusting coughs, they can definitely hear me just yelling on the toilet. So, that's a thing. I don't know. So maybe they're like, I'm judging them for their throw up coughs, and they're probably like, that guy has some weird fetishes or is severely constipated. One of the two, maybe both. I don't know. Dude, I make drinks for people. If you don't know what loop juice is, it's like this fancy juice that's made from like reject fruits and vegetables from the grocery store, like the ugly ones they can't sell. It's very delicious juice. And I'll have people over, I'll make drinks for them, and then I'll just put this juice in with some soda water and like whatever booze. And then they'll be like, wow, this is a nice drink. And I'm like, yeah, but it's just juice and whatever. Should feel like a little move. Voicemail nurse STI. I got an STI test recently to be, a responsible human. Came back negative. It was good. The nurse calls me and tells me she has my results and to call her back. Then she gives me a number of a call center, and the call center will dispatch my call to the appropriate clinic that I went to. This was the private clinic in Canada, mixed healthcare or whatever. She's like, it will dispatch your call. Normally, it's fine. But the thing is, I call the call center. They're like, what's your name? They're like, okay, we're going to dispatch you to the clinic you went to. But they don't patch me right in. They're like, we'll call the clinic on your behalf and then tell the nurse to call you. So just to recap, a nurse left me a voicemail telling me to call her, but did not give me a direct way of contacting her. So literally the only thing I could do after she left me a voicemail was essentially leave her a voicemail that told her to call me. So she calls me back. Of course, I miss it again. But thankfully, this time she leaves me the results, which were totally negative. What's up? In the voicemail. But it's like, hey, you fucking idiot. Why didn't you just do that the first time? That's it. Like, what? Just for fun, as usual. Just for fun. Hey, why don't you call this call center and just fuck around with them for a bit? Anyway, you get the fucking picture. What's this? No pants tailor button. Oh, dude. I dropped all my pants. I dropped all of my pants except for one off at the tailor's to get them tailored. Then my homie has strung up to his house like a pair of like gymnast rings that you can hang from. So I was fucking with them one night, and I have one pair of pants, right, in the meantime, while all my other ones are getting tailored. I'm fucking on the gymnast rings, and I go to like kind of do a backflip on the gymnast rings, and then I squish my stomach, and the button of my pants that I'm wearing pops off. So now I have one pair of pants with no buttons. So the whole week I have to just wear a belt and then zip up the zipper and wear baggy t-shirts so it covers my unzipped pants. I just feel like a dirtbag. Like I'm a pretty chill style. I like to kind of bum around, but there's a fucking limit of how bummy I'm trying to be. I'm not trying to walk around with unzipped pants for the whole week, which is what I had to do. I felt like such a degenerate. I felt so homeless. And to make matters worse, they were not like nice pants. They were like my big baggy corduroys. They were bummy. So it was like double bum. I just walk around, and thankfully I didn't have any like big things to do that week. It ended up being fine, but I was just like, dude, I feel like such a degenerate walking around with no button, just unzipped pants. So that was tough, but whatever. What are you going to do? Oh, Mike Russia stories, dude. I don't even know if I want to get. It's kind of a bummer. Yeah, you know what? I think it's just like, dude, like I was hanging out with this comic, and I asked him if I could say this shit, so it's fine. He was born in Russia, and there's all these stereotypes going around, especially now with the Russian-Ukraine war. Excuse me, not joint. Russian-Ukraine war, and there's all this stuff going on like Russians are fucked, but it's kind of like you're like, well, that's just a stereotype, blah blah blah. Dog, he was telling me he had to get not his tonsils out. It was some other mundane operation like that, but Something like that. Anyway, he goes in for this operation. It's in his throat. He has to get something in his throat removed. And he's 6 years old. The philosophy in Russia at that time, which would have been like mid-90s, was that children don't need anesthesia because they are too young to remember the pain that they're about to endure. So they just belted him to a table and then went into his throat and cut out whatever the fuck they needed to cut out. No anesthetic, bro. Dog. And then we were all hanging out and he was talking about this. And then he's like, what? Like, I'm fine. I don't see the problem. We're all like, you got to go to therapy big time. Then after he gets this operation, he goes back to the fucking bed, the hospital bed, and he's crying his eyes out, obviously. There's a kid next to him who, after kind of a while of, my homie crying, the other Russian child goes, stop crying or we will all drown in your tears. Dude, and people wonder why Russians are so fucked, man. Like, just so fucked. We will drown in your tears. Like, I think I said some mean shit as a kid, but I don't think it was ever that poetic. You know what I'm saying? Holy shit. Oh my God. There should only be one dish soap. Hey, quick question for everybody. What brand of dish soap do you use? Do you know? Because I did not. I use my dish soap every day, believe it or not. And until I had this thought, I could not have told you what brand I used. Then after, because I was like, God, I use this every day. And the brand does not fucking matter. It's not like I go into the grocery store and I'm like, oh my God, I got to get Dawn. You know what I mean? Like, I fuck with Dawn so heavily. Like, if you had two dish soaps side by side and you wash dishes with either of them, I don't think you're going to be like, oh my God, Dawn dish soap is so much better than Sunlight. I fucking love Dawn. Dawn feels so good on my hands. You're just going to be like, no, I just need dish soap. I don't fucking care what brand it is. Imagine if you met somebody who was like, I care so deeply about which dish. You'd be like, you're crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you're either crazy or you have the most boring life of all time. You're either crazy or like counting down the days to suicide. It would just be so. And then I was like, you should only have one because like you would never notice that in a million years. And then I was like, marketing agencies for dish soap should not exist because no one cares about that. So if you work for the marketing department, I always think of the marketing departments. If you work for the marketing department of a dish soap company, you should not have that job because that's a waste of everyone's money. That's a waste of everyone's money. We're all in the economy buying shit. Money is moving here to and therefore and wherever. And, capitalism, we should not be paying anybody to market dish soap. Nobody should be receiving money for that. There should just only be one brand of dish soap, and it should just be called soap or dish soap, and then we all buy the same thing. There is such a thing as too much choice. I'll say it, and it's dish soap brands. If you have a strong opinion about dish soap brands, then fuck you. Rethink your life choices. Plan your life better because, no, disagree. My worst part about I love my nephews. Sometimes they're dumb, often they're disgusting. The most disgusting thing about my nephews is the tops of their toothpaste tubes because my nephews do not take care to correctly, clean, and they do not take care to carefully apply their toothpaste to their toothbrush. Instead, they grip the toothpaste, smush out a bunch, and then smush it all over the toothbrush. And the toothpaste goes all over the toothbrush, of course. How could it not with the 50 fucking gallons they're smushing out of it? But it also goes over the top of the toothpaste. Then what do? They close the toothpaste tube and smush the toothpaste all around the top of the toothpaste tube. And then you open it up and it's like, it looks like you're opening up a spider's lair.
You know what I mean? And you open it up. It looks like in Lord of the Rings when Frodo gets caught in he's, that's what it looks like. And you open it up and it's all these strands of old toothpaste. And the toothpaste around the top of the tube is different ages. Some of it's crusty, some of it's young and smushed, some of it is strandy. And my nephews don't give a fuck. And they just dive their fucking toothpaste right in there. And I'm sitting here like, what is wrong with you animals? You know what I mean? Again, there is such a thing as civilized and uncivilized lands, and the dividing factor is how people treat their toothpaste. Okay. Oh, dude. My homie, the dude who plays guitar in my band, he's a big-time runner, great runner. And we were talking about winter running, and then he starts describing, his progress in winter running. He's like, dude, when I used to run, we were talking about equipment. He's like, man, I used to be such a rookie. I used to run in thermal underwear, a.k.a. long johns. Thermals, kind of just like gym shorts. And then like sweaters, a couple layers and sweaters. And he's like, I looked like such a dork. And I was sitting there like, dog, that's exactly what I wear when I fucking run. Which wouldn't be that bad, except every time I get dressed to go outside in the winter and run and I put on exactly what he described, I look in the mirror and I go, dang, I look cool. I'm like, I look so fucking cool. I fucking love this look. The shorts with the thermals underneath the shorts. You know what I mean? I'm like, this looks cool. I like this shit. I feel kind of like a ninja or something and feel like I can run fast. And he's sitting there. He's like, I look such a dork. But I should have asked him, what does he wear now? Because I feel like if he was going to say some running equipment, then he looks dorky. Like, I stand by my cool look opinion with the thermals and the shorts. Because if you see those winter runners and they have those like kind of like skinny windbreaker pants, like runners look dorky most of the time. You know what I mean? But this guy does have good style, so he probably looks cool. But anyway, I just thought it was funny. He was like described exactly what I wear, and he was like, I look like such a fucking idiot. And I was like, sick, thanks. Great. What do we got here? Oh my God, suddenly you just don't have clothes anymore. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like sometimes I'll just lose clothes, but I won't notice it. Like, things will just stop appearing in my closet, and I'll be like cleaning out my closet. I'll be like, oh, like there's a dope Hawaiian shirt I used to have. I wore it all the time. I have no idea where it is right now. Like, no fucking clue. And I don't know. That's weird for me because most of the time I'm like, oh yeah, like I either, I'm pretty. I hate to lose things, so I track stuff pretty closely. But like clothes will just disappear out of my closet. I have had like this T-shirt. It had this Wu-Tang symbol on it. Me and my cousin had the same one, and like I have no idea where that thing is. Like, I feel like I've had sweaters that have just like vanished in the vestments wind. The fashion wind. They're just gone, and so. Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe you guys can relate. I don't really know. What do we got? I've never been an addict, but I imagine it feels like picking hangnails. Dude, because it's like, if you get a hangnail, you want so badly the high of picking the hangnail. Because when you pick the hangnail and you get a good pick, it's a good one, right? You get a good pick, it comes off, no blood, no pain, just a little ding, it comes off good. The thing is, the more often you pick hangnails, the more you desire the high of a good hangnail pick, and the more likely it is that a hangnail pick will result in pain and or blood. And so the more you pick, the more likely it is you're going to hurt yourself. And then eventually you get to that one hangnail pick where you're like, you're like, I can't pull this. You're like, I don't have the technique, the nail picking technique to pull this off. I will not be able to pull this hangnail without causing me pain and blood. But you want that fucking high so much that you just got to pick it, dude. So fucking crazy. I feel fucking crazy this episode. I hope you're on board for it. Anyway, that's what it must be like to be a drug addict. It's probably the same as just picking your nails, is how it feels to me. You know what I mean? People ask me, Tom, how come you don't do drugs? Because I get high off picking hangnails.
But it's like, dude, like, you see a hangnail, it's going to be bad for you. You pick it anyway. You're a heroin addict. You see a fucking heroin vial. It's going to be bad, but you just. So, probably the same feeling, I bet. All you heroin addicts out there, I know exactly how you feel because I pick hangnails. So we're the same people. We're the same people. What is this? A loving arms race against my parents paying for stuff. This is going to be a short-ass episode. I'm just bombing through this shit. I don't even know how long it's been, dude. I feel weird. I'm all disjointed. Okay, I'm sorry, Fuck, I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? Loving arms race against parents paying for shit. Now that I'm getting older, I have money a little bit, and my sisters have money, so we go out to dinner, and we're like, yo, parents, like, please let us pay for this shit, or at least part of it. I didn't think my parents were this fucking dumb and stubborn about this. It's like a fight to pay for shit with them. They're like, they won't let us do it. It's crazy. It's insane, dude. It's so wild. It's like a big deal every time. And we really have to have like a discussion about it. And we're like, no. And like, it's so crazy how much we have to convince them. They're like so adamant about it. They're like, we can't do this. It's like if they let us pay for shit, they are the same as Hitler. That's how it feels like. It's like if they let us pay for shit, it feels like they think that they are like the worst humans in the world. It's crazy. Because it's like, this is a common thing, but I'm just shocked at how serious it is with my parents and how much of a thing it has been to be like, no, can we just like do this? And they're like, no. They're like, no. And so the arms race thing is like, it's like this game of chess where we go out to dinner. The first level of it is go out to dinner. We all get some dinner. Bill comes. We say, yo, parents, let us get this. And they go, no, they pay for it at the table. So, me and my sisters, we're fucking smart, So next dinner, before the bill comes, we go up to the waiter, fucking pay for it. Then the bill comes, me and my sisters already got it. And my parents go, oh my God, why did you do that? What? God! Like that. And you're like, Jesus, we didn't kill anyone. What the fuck? So, the next time we go for dinner, my parents will like give them their credit card to the restaurant like before we even arrive at the restaurant. You know what I mean? So like it's this arms race of like who can pay for shit the earliest so that we can slip the other one, give the other one the slip. So it's like, what the fuck? So yeah, I don't even know what we're going to do. Like we're going to have to start predicting the future and like or like we're going to have to give our credit cards out to like 5 different restaurants so that before we pick one, like we'll have already made a play. It's crazy. I don't know. Maybe you can relate, What's this? Let's do some jokes because I have a ton of jokes. It's time for jokes. We haven't done a segment in a while, you know what I mean? Oh, also, excuse me, the opening song was It's a New Day by the Skull Snaps. And that song is one of the most sampled songs of all time. That shit. Okay, cool. I have a ton of jokes. Some of them are good. Some of them are bad. So I'm just going to rip them off. This is the sound a woman makes when she orgasms. This is the sound a woman makes when she orgasms. Girls want a guy that has his shit together but don't want to hear about your constipation. A friend of mine posted a cheesy selfie of him and his boyfriend on Instagram. That's so gay. I bought markers recently. It's still fun to make the sword. I have a friend who missed a Wordle once. No one has seen him since. It sure is handy that everything rappers say rhymes. Otherwise, rap would be pretty bad. Who bets on horse races? Bet on horse fights like a regular person. Horse racing sounds discriminatory. I bet you I could go a full week without gambling. Wait. Dang. What's this? Dads hate Google Maps. They navigate using mustaches and McDonald's coffee and silent conversations. I bought markers recently. The first thing I did was make the sword. We get it, you know. Elementary school crayon pack sizes are the clearest form of class warfare. Kindergarten social hierarchy is determined by your crayon pack's size. I'm all for veganism, but keep it real. Don't call okay, this is, I already did a clip about this, so we're going to skip this. We're going to skip this. Vegan restaurants, yeah, blah, blah. I'm convinced every modern problem is caused by dentist offices that force you to wear slippers. I imagine being castrated feels like being forced to wear slippers at the dentist. Selling a TV feels delusional. Everyone has a screen. That's stupid. Okay, this is, I mean, I wrote about 5 jokes about that vegan grilled cheese sandwich I had because I was so triggered by it. I use bed sheets for decoration on my walls, and people always comment. It's no big deal. Everyone wets the bed. I don't have a cheese grater, so it's hard to count time. I have no idea what the fuck that means. Olives are great for when you're in the mood for a salty cherry. Imagine pitching a sausage to networks. We're going to take all the leftover unwanted meat and serve it cold. What do you package it in? Guts. Tape measures are the original fidget spinners. The size and brand of your water bottle directly determines your social standing. Why don't men go to therapy? She yelled, her hands full of crystals and birth charts. Dudes will be like, I'm a dope cook, then serve chicken drowned in sriracha and a sliced orange. Talking to your parents about therapy is like trying to get children to go to bed. That's kind of lame. Talking to your grandparents about therapy is like speaking another language to them. The older... If I told my grandpa I went to therapy, she'd just be like, how about that? Then bake me some cookies. I'm not going to call it diarrhea anymore. I'm going to say my butthole was triggered. My parents treat therapy like they treat tofu. Oh, wait. What is this? Hold on. My parents treat therapy like they treat tofu. They know it's good for them, but they just don't believe it's real. Wait, my parents treat Jesus. My parents treat therapy like they treat tofu. They know it's good for them, but they just don't know if it's for them. You know what I mean? My grandparents treat tofu and therapy the same way. They don't know what it is, and they don't believe it's real. Imagine talking... Wait, shit. No, that's kind of dumb. Jesus, there's a lot of these. What's this? Grandparents. Imagine... No. Okay, I'm going to save the rest for later. Okay, that was jokes. That was jokes. And last we got fucking voices. And today on voices, we have Corrina Barone. I've been watching a lot of fantasy, so I think the fantasy shit's going to come out. Corrina Barone. I feel like Corrina Barone or Barone. Corrina Barone is a lawyer. I think a very high-powered lawyer. And she's like, The details of your case will not be discussed here. Is she British? British with a posh accent. The details of your case will not be discussed in front of us. Instead, you will report directly to the district attorney's office, where you will be seated for further questioning. But Corrina, I'm innocent. I will not hear another word. I will not hear another word of this. You'll be excused at once. I feel like Corrina is also a dominatrix in her spare time. In her spare time, you're a silly boy. And then some fat senator is like, I'm a silly boy. I'm a silly boy. You're a silly boy, Senator, and you deserve to oink like a pig. Now oink. And he's like, oink like a pig, you little silly bitch. Oh, God. It's a tough week, man. I don't know where my fucking head's at. You know, I had this anxiety moment. Get off my back. Anyway, we made it through Things I Hate 60. I'm wrapping it up there. There you go. Things I Hate 60. Love you guys a ton. We'll see what happens next week. Goodbye.